Hi, I'm Molly with West Virginia University Extension Family Nutrition Program. Welcome to my kitchen. Today we're going to make apple pear salsa with cinnamon chips. And we're going to make our own cinnamon chips. The way we're going to do that is we're going to take flour tortillas and simple ingredients, sugar, cinnamon, and some vegetable oil spray, and we're going to bake those in the oven. Now I've already got my oven preheating to 350 degrees. I've washed my hands, cleaned my cooking surfaces, so I'm all ready to go. I'm going to spritz them with some vegetable oil spray so that our cinnamon sugar mixture sticks. And I have 3 tablespoons of white sugar and 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. Mix that all together and then sprinkle it on the tortillas. And as I pick up each tortilla, whatever doesn't stick is going to go down to the next one. And then once we've got our tortillas all coated, I've got my pizza cutter and I'm going to cut these into triangles just like tortilla chips. Half, quarters, and then quarters in half. And then we're going to take these and put them on cookie sheets. And I've lined my cookie sheets with parchment, but you could use tin foil. Okay, so I've got my 2 trays ready to go, and I'm going to put these in my 350-degree oven. And just keep an eye on those while they get nice and crisp. Now with our apple pear salsa, it does have celery in it, and it sounds strange, but it actually adds a really great crunch to it. So we just need a ½ cup of chopped celery. So I have washed all of my fresh fruits and vegetables. I cut off the ends of both stalks of celery. And then I'm going to cut down the middle, line up those stalks, and now I'm going to chop them finely. So I've got a ½ cup of chopped fresh celery, and now we're going to work on our apples. We've got 2 large tart apples. The tartness is just going to help offset our sweet orange juice and the brown sugar and the dressing. So we're going to cut our apple. We're going to cut it in half first and then put those halves down flat. Doesn't make any sense to try to cut it when it's jiggling all over the place. So we've got our halves, and then we're going to cut those in half, and then very carefully, keeping your fingers out of the way, we are going to go in and remove the core. How easy is that? And then I'm going to cut these pieces into sticks and then turn them around and cut them. Oh, that one got away. Turn them around and cut them into little pieces. I'm going to check in again on my chips. They look great. And so now our star of the show is our pear. So I'm going to prep this. And we're going to treat this just like the apple and cut it in half and put our flat sides down. Pears are very high in fiber, soluble and insoluble, so they're great for our digestive health. They are fat-free and low in calories. And again, a lot of that good stuff's in the skin, so I encourage you not to peel it. Okay, I'm going to take that big stem off. Now, again, just like with the apple, I'm going to take the core out. Pears also have a lot of vitamin C, vitamin K, and we're just going to dice them up nice and small. So I went through one way and I'm just gonna rough chop through the rest of them, because again, we're thinking salsa, not fruit salad. We want little bite-sized pieces that we can pick up with our chips. We're gonna add it to the apple and our celery. The orange, we're going to use not just the juice, but the zest. Tons of flavor are in the skin. And we're just going to run our orange down the zester. You don't want to like keep going on a side like you're grating cheese, because this white part tastes very bitter. We just want the bright orange. So you go down once and turn, down once and turn. Now I'm going to cut my orange in half, and I have this juicer. Okay, so now I'm going to measure my 2 teaspoons of zest. And then measure 3 tablespoons of orange juice. And now we're going to add a 1/4 cup of chopped walnuts. And of course you can omit this part or switch out the nuts. And then I have a tablespoon of light brown sugar. And we're gonna let that hang out while we prepare our grapes. These have been washed and dried. And we're gonna cut them in half and then in half again. I'm going to do about a 1/2 cup of chopped grapes. I'm gonna add those in. So I've got my cinnamon sugar chips over here. Add them to your plate. And then add some of our salsa. So bright and fresh tasting. Check out our website for the full recipe and check out our YouTube channel for more videos. Thanks so much for joining me today and making this amazing apple pear salsa with me. I hope you give it a try.